QTV News will take a look at the headlines. President Edgar Lungu has warned that he will take stringent measures aimed at bringing to an end the current cases of sabotage in the country. A fire has swept through Lusaka City Market, destroying property worth millions of kwacha. With the news in detail, my name is Kelly Chinsenge. President Edgar Lungu has warned that he will take stringent measures aimed at bringing to an end the current cases of sabotage in the country. The head of state said this upon arrival from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, in view of the gutting of City Market. President Lungu says it is high time the country intensified security against acts of sabotage. The president says when he was leaving, he had alerted the country's security wings to up their game against the acts of sabotage, and they did just that. The head of state states that he will hold a cabinet meeting and has since warned that he should not be blamed for the measures he will put in place against such acts. He says he does not care whether people label him as a dictator, given the fact that he wants to protect the country from unscrupulous people.
I don't want to preempt the measures that we have put in place. Obviously, when I was leaving, I alerted the security wings to up the game. And I think they've done that. They must have reviewed the situation in the light of the calamity which befell us. I'm sure some measures have been put in place that allow me to be briefed and see how we move. By the way, tomorrow we're having a cabinet meeting, so we might touch that subject. Based on the report I'll get time to up the game. If it means taking measures which are unprecedented, we'll do just that. Some people might have to lose their rights. Yeah? Because the people who have lost property have lost their livelihood, their earnings, their savings and everything. So if I become a dictator for once, bear with me. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, please.
Fire has swept through Lusaka City Market, destroying property worth millions of kwacha. The QTV news crew that rushed to the scene this morning found City Market engulfed as shop owners watched in disbelief. The fire is believed to have started early this morning around 04 hours. And Vice President Inonge Winner, who rushed to the scene around 10 hours this morning, warned that those behind the City Market fire will be dealt with without mercy. The Vice President has described the act as sabotage. Details in the following report.
This is the expression of the anguish and pain marketeers from the Lusaka City Market are going through and will go through for the next days, weeks, months, and maybe years until they manage to somehow retrieve the millions of kwacha they have lost in this inferno. Marketeers and Zambians today woke up to a shock after discovering that one of Zambia's biggest and oldest markets was up in flames. The Lusaka City Market is one of the largest modern markets the government of Zambia has constructed in the recent times. The market, which is managed by the Lusaka City Council, has over 4,000 stores which accommodate market traders running several small businesses ranging from stationery, groceries, tailoring to small printing companies, secretarial services, meat processing, mini restaurants, and clothes and shoe selling. The market, which can be seen as supporting not less than 20,000 family members, averaged at 5 members for 4,000 households, is seen as an example of alleviating poverty among Zambians, especially Lusaka dwellers. But the place that is supposed to alleviate poverty has today been turned into one of the contributions to poverty, as bemoaned by these frequent customers who have been greatly affected by the fire.
So I've lost all the items, computers, DVD players, TVs, everything has lost. The small item which I've managed to retrieve it from outside, when I took it outside, another people came and pick it where I put it.
Because when
country is our own. We are destroying our own country. Look at things that is happening around us. This is our country. No one will come and build this country.
This sad development has angered government, who has sworn to bring the perpetrators to book. Acting Republican President Inonge Wina visited the gutted market and gave out this warning.
When they are found, when they are discovered, they will feel our weight much more than has happened in the past. I think these perpetrators think they can do all these things with impunity, but their days are numbered, because the police are on their heels now, and they will be arrested. Once they are arrested, they should know that there will be no mercy. Even from a mother like me, there will be no mercy. The law will take its course. It is course more sternly than we have done in the past. It's very, very unfortunate that Zambians should be made to suffer. Look at these women. They are relying on their stores to sell little merchandise they can get here to educate their children. And now they are left even more vulnerable.
Home Affairs Minister Stephen Kampyongo also took time to tour the gutted market and had this assurance to give on the security of the market and the nation at large.
Ifwe mwala munefi alako nkapo nga twamwewa okutira isitale kenyu kwenda tubombeko mwala twafa kwatini bonse tatwalera ala mumaya ndale onse twebino mukolo twalaba bonse twakulala lobuta twakula buchesha.
The fire is believed to have started around 05 hours this morning, and the fire brigade, who had a hard time putting it off, only managed to contain it around 12 hours. The causes of the fire are still not known, as investigations to ascertain the cause and extent of damage are currently underway. The only cry of the nation is that such retrogressive acts are stopped for the sake of the country's peace and economic development, and that the people behind such acts are brought to book and made to account for such crimes. Nakaonga reporting for QTV News in Lusaka.
Patriotic Front PF Secretary General Davis Mwila has called for calm from all that have been directly negatively affected by the inferno at City Market, whose source and origin are not yet established. The PF Chief Executive Officer says the news of the gutting of City Market had been received with great distress by the ruling party. Mr. Mwila has called for calm among the members of the public, and various national security wings are on the matter to establish what caused the fire, which has consumed goods worth of millions of kwachas. Mr. Mwila is urging those that have lost property in the fires, as well as the public, to stay calm and avoid any unnecessary provocation from those whose mockery seeks to dilute the impact of this unfortunate event. Meanwhile, UPND Chairperson Mutalena Lumango, in a statement, says at this stage it will be too early to imagine or speculate the cause of the fire at City Market. Ms. Nalumango is calling on the Zambia Police forensic specialist and their fire department colleagues to take a professional and thorough look as to what could have caused this unfortunate incident. And the new Congress Party NCP President Peter Chanda has appealed to Zambians to remain calm in the face of the latest incident of market fires.
I want to urge the people of Lusaka City Market to remain calm. This is an act that has happened because of some selfish people, and I strongly believe I've been a tenant in City Market from 1997 since its inception. I was one of the key leaders that ushered in the vendors in the entire Lusaka City into the new City Market. I allocated stands to them. I was under Vendors and Self-Help Association under the Minister of Local Government, and we collaborated with the Vendors Desk at State House. I want to state that this situation has never happened. City Market, in terms of electrical issues, has been the most secure market. No wonder we've not had such a situation. This can only be an act of somebody that is trying to sabotage the governance of President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. And we want to state that we have put our members on alert to ensure that we help the police to find the culprits.
The famous Misisi charcoal market in Lusaka was also this morning gutted to ashes. And police spokesperson Esther Katongo has confirmed the development to QTV News in a statement that the police received a report of fire which occurred in the early hours of today at about 6 minutes after midnight at Charcoal Market in Misisi compound. Ms. Katongo says the fire is reported to have started from some poly bags and pallets which later spread to bags of charcoal belonging to 7 different charcoal traders. She says the fire brigade was called in and managed to quench the fire. Ms. Katongo says the police have instituted investigations in both City Market and Misisi Charcoal Market fire cases that at the moment the police service is not ruling out any possibilities. She says police officers are still guarding the premises to prevent criminals from taking advantage of the situation. The police spokesperson has since urged members of the public to be calm as police do their work. Opposition United Progressive People's Party, UPP, has called on the Ministry of Labour to undertake an immediate labour law compliance audit in all the malls across the country. UPP President Dr. Xavier Chimba has charged the compliance audit is necessary because some employers in some of the malls around the country are recruiting Zambian workers without administering any formal contracts. Dr. Chimba has stated that such lawlessness on the part of employers has accumulated into workers being dismissed at any time on flimsy grounds. He has noted that the abuse of Zambian workers, especially in most of the malls, is a reminder of how the industrial caliber was used to discriminate against Africans. Therefore, the need for government to ensure that priority is given to the enforcement of labor laws. And Dr. Chimba has commended the directors of Pick n Pay for recruiting a Zambian as finance manager and the ongoing negotiations for improvement in working conditions of all workers. Likili bus traveling from Kitwe to Luapula province has been involved in a road traffic accident along Pedico Road in Democratic Republic of Congo. Information reaching QFM News indicates that about 14 people are feared dead. And Copperbelt Police Commissioner Charity Katanga has confirmed the development to QFM News via telephone that the accident happened 21 kilometers from Mukambo border. Ms. Katanga, who could not confirm the number of casualties, says police officers from Copperbelt have been sent to the scene of the accident. She says other details will follow later. By broadcast time, she had not yet disclosed the full details of the accident. And RTSA Head of Public Relations, Frederick Mubanga, has confirmed the accident but could not give further details. Mr. Mubanga says the agency has sent an officer into Congo to get the full details before informing the nation. He says the exact number of details and in the accident is not yet known. Works and Supply Minister Matthew Zinkua says his ministry will prioritize making budget submissions for the refurbishment of schools and hospitals in most parts of the country in 2018. Mr. Zinkua has told Q News in an interview that hospitals and schools in the country are in a deplorable state, and if left unattended to, will dilapidate even further. Mr. Nkoa has stated that he will prioritize working on schools and hospitals in Lusaka and Copperbelt provinces in the year 2018 once funds are allocated in the 2018 national budget. He has since urged all citizens or businesses to make submissions to the ministry on which buildings they would want refurbished so that the ministry puts it into consideration as it makes budget submissions for the year 2018.
We don't have money in the budget this year, so I went with the technocrats who have taken note of the repairs that we need to do, and once they have compiled those repairs and they have done the costing, and this is part of what we are going to put in the budget. once the budget is approved, then I can safely say we are going to repair. But definitely, we are putting it in the budget. So once the budget goes through, then definitely we'll be able to repair. I hope it goes through, because if it doesn't, then these infrastructures will just become waste, especially the hospitals. I'm really worried about the hospitals. As you well know, that the president has attached a lot of importance to the hospitals, and he has also attached a lot of importance to the schools. So we just want to make sure that the schools that we are doing, and the schools and the hospitals, we give them first priority. So I will still be going around once I'm a bit free, to look at some other infrastructure that people are complaining about. So far, the infrastructure that I've looked at is infrastructure that people have come to complain about, to report here. The others that haven't reported, we wouldn't know what state. We just don't. Obviously we don't have a budget that will cover all the repairs, so we can start with a few.
The Zambia Council for Social Development says the 2018 national budget should not just focus on the economic sectors of a country, but the social sectors such as education and social protection. ZCSD Executive Director Lewis Mwape has told QTV News that it is devastating that the country has had a stable economy while poverty has escalated among Zambians. Mr. Mwamba says government's move to engage the public from all 10 provinces on the 2018 budget submissions is commendable, but states that the budget needs to be struck between the economic growth and social improvement among citizens. He says it is important for citizens to also play a pivotal role in improving the country's social stability through the education sector. The Grain Traders Association of Zambia says its stakeholders should not waste their energies calling on government to announce the maize floor price for this marketing season. Association Executive Director Chambuleni Simwinga says what is important is for farmers to get better deals from their produce. Mr. Simwinga says what the stakeholders must be advocating for is for farmers to get better deals from their farming produce.
It doesn't make sense in either ways. Okay, I do not want to use the normal weights, but at the end of the day, what we're saying is that it's neither here nor there. Whether FRI announces what will be their buying price or government announces the floor price, it's the same thing. Nothing has changed. So FRI will announce what we're buying at. So it's not interference, but FRI is as good as any trader. They're the same as me as a trader. So they will say, I'll buy maize at 70 kwacha for 50 kilo bag. Then I also go into the market, say, fine, okay, FRI will pay you after 2-3 months, but if you sell me at this price, I'll pay you cash. So it's a competitive market. That's okay. But it's neither here nor there. We've had it. It's the same thing, it's the same process. Floor price, FRI announcing the same thing, the language is the same.
The Baptist Fellowship of Zambia has appealed to various churches in the country to help unify the country and preach peace among the people in the country. Speaking to QTV today during the celebration to mark 20 years of Lusaka Fellowship, the church leadership says the church has a role to play in unifying the country amidst many challenges. Chairman of Lusaka Baptist Church, Reverend Peter Mwila, says churches are not supposed to take a partisan role when trying to help unite the country, but do it in one Zambia, one nation spirit, as peace is of high value to the country. He says the church is a voice of the voiceless and that the Baptist Church believes in being non-partisan.
But we also believe that the church has a voice in the nation. We have a prophetic voice. We are a voice to the helpless, those who do not have a voice. That church is a voice to them. Again, the church, the Baptist Church, we believe all the people are represented in the church. And therefore, we act as a shepherd to all. We are non-partisan. We do not take part into maybe supporting a political party or any particular view. We are non-partisan in that area because we would like to be a shepherd to all the politicians, all the professionals, and everyone should feel free to worship in an environment of peace.
And speaking at the same function, Mr. Meshach Zulu said the church needs to pray on behalf of the country and help people come to Christ. Reverend Zulu further adds that all political parties need to love one another and be a united nation, as the future of the country lies in them.
But at the same time, we know the different political persuasions that are there. We are not persuaded in any way to stand and to speak on behalf of any one of those, because they do have their own way of expressing themselves. And in our churches are gathered different.
As we end the news, we take a look at the stories making headlines once again. President Lungu has warned that he will take stringent measures aimed at bringing to an end the current cases of sabotage in the country. Fire has swept through Lusaka City Market, destroying property worth millions of kwacha. Ends the QTV News. My name is Chitali Chinsenge.